Hi everyone. So I'm sitting here at work and I thought, let me post a video real quick because I am quite pleased at the systems that I have in place right now in my life to help me achieve the goals and to just be intentional and consistent in all areas of my life. Now remember, Growth Walk was created to promote growth and development in all areas of life through education, discipline, and consistent action. And I feel like I am making steady progress in the areas that are important to me. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of my day and then touch briefly on some of the areas where I've struggled to be consistent because I didn't have a good system in place, or I didn't actually implement what I had planned. I was always looking for something new to implement instead of just sticking to what I already had mapped out. And it's so funny because when I realized that, I became more focused on, instead of going back to the drawing board to try and find a solution to something, I started to use what I already had, what I already knew. So in the morning when I wake up, I start my day with my power morning. So I lay in the bed, I pray, I do my devotional. I'll sit there and I'll meditate just for a little bit, not very long. Journaling, I don't do that as much as I used to, but when I do journal, I'll jot something down in my notebook, or I'll do audio journaling. So I have this app that I can just speak into, which is really nice, especially when I'm not feeling like sitting down writing. Then I get up, I move my body. I told you guys before, it is very important for me to move my body every single day. So to hold me accountable to that, I use a calendar. I mark a W on it for every day that I work out. That W stands for workout. Wendy one, So just looking at that and seeing all those W's on the calendar is motivation. And I want to get that W for tomorrow. So I'm going to come into that living room, hit the floor, press play on that YouTube video, or just do a stretch, whatever I feel like I need in that moment. I'm going to get it done. After I work out, I prepare me a meal. I always have my pea protein shake. I put pumpkin spice in it. I use almond milk and coconut water to make it. And then I have at least 3 fruits, different fruits, a handful of nuts. I'll also do, what I've been doing lately is taking caramel rice cakes, putting peanut butter on them. It's been really good. So I'll have that, and then it gives me energy. I feel satiated for the day. Might even throw in some yogurt. First meal of the day out the way. Then I come into work, focus on what I need to handle on the job. And I'm being very intentional when I show up at work. Very intentional, except for right now because, I had to stop to record this. But everything I do, again, it's just faithfully stewarding what God has given me. He's given me this great career, family, friends, all that. So just making sure I'm showing up and I'm developing myself, I'm developing my team, and I'm just faithfully stewarding this career. So after work's done, I allow myself the 20 minutes to decompress, because I'm making that transition from a career woman to mom. So I need time to just break, where I'm transitioning again from, working to being mommy. So my daughter knows, I need my 20 minutes, and then after that, straight into mom mode. 15 minutes of some type of learning with my daughter. This week we're doing IXL, and I have a list of all these different things that we can do. So instead of thinking, what are we going to do today? I'm just simplifying it. Week by week, I'll figure out what we're going to do. So this week it's going to be IXL, and that's it. We're just going to sit down, do some stuff on IXL, and we're good. Next week, we'll probably do education.com. There we go. I said it. That's exactly what we're going to do. Education.com. So do some worksheets on there. Simple. I'm not going to be fixating on what are we going to do today. I need to make sure I'm teaching her. I'm doing this. It's just being very intentional and present with the time that I do have with her. So if I say I want to spend the 15 minutes working on this, I carve that out for my day. And carving it out for my day and showing up, being intentional, and being very present with her, it stops any deregulation in my body. Like, where you feel like you're overstimulated or, oh, you got so much stuff to do. No, this is what I plan to do. So I'm allotting this time to this. She'll eat. I also thought about times where it's like, I want to work on my own personal development. And it's almost like I get so worked up or overstimulated, like I need to do all this stuff. And instead of feeling that anxiety, that's probably a good word for it, it's just to bring myself back down and calm. I have time. I'm going to allot time to this now. And while I'm allotting time to it, I'm going to be present, I'm going to be focused, and I'm going to be intentional. Chill, Wendy. Just chill, right? And when it comes to my own development, there are many different things that I enjoy doing. I enjoy the creative aspect of posting videos and creating different content for the Growth Walk channel. I have some different projects that I started, and I'm in no rush to finish them. But I have something that I can work on when it comes to that creative side. When it comes to my daily learning, one of the things that I did, and I use ChatGPT for this. Love me some ChatGPT. I've been learning so much about myself and different things that I can do to improve my life. Literally, it's not just a ask it a question type thing. No, I'm really learning things. So one of the things that I have it set up, it does daily like updates. So I have it set up to whereas every morning it gives me a briefing. And I told it exactly what type of information I want briefed on. So like top things that are happening in the world news, top things that are happening in the US news. I want information on AI, information on faith, health, all those things that are important to me, like health and wellness, faith, career, certain things like that. And it's all tied to like a leadership in the way that it's presented to me. And it really kind of goes into depth. And then I've tweaked it a little bit just to make sure it's giving me what I want. Also, it'll do like this day in history. So something that happened, this day, in the past or whatever, which I thought is pretty interesting. There's a few other things, and it's really in depth, and I'll listen to it on my car ride home, in the morning before I start work, just to brief me on what's going on in the world, because that was something that I always wanted to stay up on, but it was very challenging to do that. So with this in place, all I do is click on it, and the way my phone's set up, it'll read it to me, so I don't have to sit there and scroll through it reading, because that's time consuming. And then if I miss a day, that's fine. I can go back and look at it, or I can just start with the same day. But I have something in place. Do you understand? That is helping me with that specific area of my life. Also podcasts, because sometimes I'm like, I want to listen to something that's feeding me, or, and it's like I go to YouTube and I'm searching for something. I have a handful of podcasts that I've already had. I can just go to the podcast and press play and listen. There was a point too where it's like I wanted a community to find something where I can engage in thoughtful conversations. And it was challenging. It was like I couldn't find that, what I was looking for. And then lo and behold, Substack landed on my lap. So I have that now that I can go towards. So these are just specific things right now that I have incorporated into my growth walk. Okay. Also, I am a member of a new church. So I'm building relationships with the people I go to church with. I'm getting involved with the different ministries that they have. So that's great. I'm participating in the Bible studies, the prayers. feels really good. In addition to that, when it comes back to my daughters, it's like, what am I going to be teaching them? Because sometimes it's like, I don't know what to teach them, or, am I doing the right thing? Like, I have a little list of like life skills and things like that. So every so often, if I feel that way, I just go to that. I go to the resources that I already have instead of trying to find something new. And just making sure that I'm referencing these resources and then going from there. But it's not to overwhelm me at all. It's to simplify things. And then sometimes I found myself creating so many different resources, creating so many different things that I can reference when I need them. So it's like I'm looking ahead. I'm planning this stuff for when I will need it in the future. I do a lot of that. I have done a lot of that. And I'm trying to move away from that because I already have a lot of resources. I already have a lot of knowledge, wisdom that I just need to implement. Instead of second guessing myself or questioning, is this the right thing to do? Yes, just do it. Get it done. So one of the other things too, my daughter, is making sure that we're reading at night. 15 minutes. We have our book, we lay it out, but these things are carved into my day. When she's getting ready for bedtime and stuff, then I can spend time on myself, having a set bedtime for her. So when she goes to bed, I know that's when I can pour into myself. That's when I can read my articles on Substack. That's when I can listen to a podcast. That's when I can go more deep diving into the Bible. And speaking of the Bible, at night, I end out my day actually reading the Bible. I open the hard Bible, not just my app on my phone, and, I read the Word, and I always leave it open in my room now too. So it's just filtering in the air. So that's where I'm at right now. And making iterations, because not every day I'm going to be able to do all that stuff. There might be weekends where I'm tired. I might not be able to get all the batch cooking done that I want to. I might not be able to, sit with my daughter and do IXL, or, I may be tired, and that's okay. The thing is consistency. So one day that may be the case. I may need to rest. I'm listening to my body, so I'm going to rest. But I can tell my daughter, well, you know what, you go on the IXL, you do that. Mommy's just going to lay her on the couch, and she's still doing her IXL or whatever. Or you know what, let's just put on something on YouTube where it gives us the little quizzes. And I can just lay on the couch resting while we're doing this little quiz stuff. It's just making these little tweaks to my plans to ensure that I'm still moving forward with what I said I'm going to do. Consistency, discipline. One of the things I do when it comes to my food preparation, if I make a soup or I make a pasta or something, I always have some left over, so I freeze it. So for those weekends where I'm exhausted or I had so much going on, I couldn't cook, I can pull something out of the freezer and I have it for the week. So that's been very helpful. So I'm really happy that I've established these different systems, because moving forward, we're in the school year. Things are going to happen. Homework's going to be coming home soon. There may be different activities or things after school. My daughter is taking 2 dance classes this year instead of 1. She's taking one Wednesday and Friday night. So that's adding to things. And then with my finances too, I'm very happy with what I've been doing with my finances. Not spending money is a key. So when my next paycheck comes around, whatever money's in that bank account, I pull out and save it. I put it into savings. Instead of just like, I got some extra money, now I can go spend it. No, more saving it. Unless there's something I needed. But I'm trying to save up money to get that walking pad I was telling you guys, which I will be getting. So I am very happy with the direction that my life is headed. And I hope just me sharing these things, I hope it inspires you, or there's something that I said that may add some type of value to your life. It might not be everything. It might be one thing that I said. Who knows? But, I hope so. Because I'm seeing the value of doing these things in my life. Also, I posted like 2 videos related to like finance, sorta. You guys check those out. The one about the cash back from the credit card, and then using that one app, the Upside app. Just different little things that I've incorporated into my life where I'm seeing results. So, yeah, I feel really good, guys. I do. I feel really good. And please do something positive for your mind, your body, your soul, and of course for someone else. All right, you guys take care. Bye.